Cinco de Mayo, Tuesday night, NBA double gamer. Let's do a daily double. Powered by WagerTalk.com. We'll talk the Pistons and the Cavs game one. We'll talk the Lakers and the Thunder game one. I'm going to give you opinions on sides and totals. Of course, you can check out the client play, the official play for this evening on my homepage, www.buzz.com/TC, or just visit WagerTalk.com. Let's start with Cleveland and Detroit, two teams coming off grueling 7-game series, and grueling in different ways. The Pistons faced a 3-1 deficit and had to rally back in that sense, where the one game in Orlando, 2 games at home, but the Pistons, the quotes coming out of Detroit were, we had to look in the mirror and see who we really were. And the Pistons dug deep and were the better team. Obviously, when you're trailing by 20 on the road in an elimination game and find a way to win it and then come back and take care of business in Game 7 at home, you've done something right. We'll give Detroit credit for that, most assuredly. But tested. Do they exhale here? Meanwhile, Cleveland went to Toronto 3 different times. 3 different times as road chalk, and 3 different times they found a way to lose the game. Now, they did win and cover Game 7 at home, but it's a Cavs team. When you talk about winning on the highway in the postseason, well, so far this postseason, Cleveland has done nothing in that regard. It wasn't like they were particularly great. Last year, they opened and swept Miami, but then lost to Indiana on the highway. Lost a couple home games in that one as well. They did go 1-2, 1-1 on the road against the Pacers. But it's not a Cavs team that we would expect to have long-term struggles playing on the highway in the postseason. They're not, you think about the teams that are supposed to struggle on the road. They're going to be the young teams that haven't been there, haven't done that. Cleveland has been there, and they have done that. And their struggles on the road at Toronto, I don't understand them. I really don't. And obviously, the fact I don't understand them, unfortunately, they cost me money in the first round. They cost my clients money as well, because I respected the Cavs coming in. Have they flipped the switch with the Game 7 win? Maybe. Right now, look at the Odds Logic live odds screen. I'm seeing a split line here for Detroit and Cleveland. There are some -3s for the Pistons. There are some -3.5s out there. If you want the Cavs, find a +3.5. If you want the Pistons, find a -3. That's the beauty of the Odds Logic live odds screen. It'll show you where to bet right now. Get a free trial, by the way, 7 days. Just go to oddslogic.com/Teddy. And you can see exactly what I'm talking about every time I do one of these videos, and obviously the daily double videos every day here in the postseason, at least for now, powered by WagerTalk. Total in this game sitting 215.5. I'll call it 215, 215.5. There is a 216 out there as well. And from a total standpoint, game ones of the second round, there's only one way I look. It's kind of an auto bet for me. I'm looking for overs. Why? Especially off these grueling 7-game series. All right. What happens when two teams face each other again and again and again is that you know everything your opponent wants to do. Then you get a reset and face a new opponent, and guess what? There's a little bit more offensive flow. There's a little more pace, at least early in the series. We don't expect that to continue indefinitely, but game ones, round 2, I do look for overs. And considering what the Pistons were able to do against Orlando defensively, some pretty impressive defensive efforts, we've got a total here that's maybe a little bit lower than it should be. So we are leaning over for Detroit and Cleveland. From a side standpoint, I've kind of gone back and forth on this one. Usually when I go back and forth, I don't end up making it. It's not a client play, and it's not one of my stronger leans. Part of me doesn't trust Cleveland on the road, even a little bit. That said, the Pistons have matched up very poorly with the Cavs so far this season. I actually think very poorly, but not in a way that makes you say, oh, yeah, let's lay this price. Let's lay any price with Detroit. 4 meetings this year. The Cavs won twice. The Pistons won once by 3 in overtime, where Cleveland was an 8-point dog. And they won once by 4 points. So the biggest margin in any meeting. Again, we don't worry too much about the regular season meetings, but it is worth noting that the Pistons did not dominate Cleveland the way they dominated some of the other teams they faced this year. And the Cavs went 3-1 ATS in the 4 meetings. The only game that the Pistons covered again, they won by 4. So, and when we think about the matchups in this game for Detroit, a really good defensive team. When we're talking about Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, Even the good defenses struggle. And those are two guys that can create as well as anyone. And when you talk about the issues that Jalen Duren, and Duren played a great game 7, maybe his issues are over against Wendell Carter and company, but the combination of Mobley and Jared Allen in the low post against questionable Duren right now, that's advantage Cleveland. I think the Cavs are live. If I'm playing this game, I'd be taking Cleveland plus the points, not Detroit minus. And kind of this point spread's kind of telling us that the Cavs may well be live in this one. Before I talk about the Lakers and the Thunder, I do want to let you know about what's going on right now at WagerTalk.com. Obviously locked and loaded with playoff action on $5 Tuesday. $5 best bets, MLB, NBA, whatever sport you're looking, that's what we got on Tuesdays, man. So for sure, this is a great day to take advantage of the opportunities at WagerTalk.com. Just visit WagerTalk.com or visit my homepage, w.buzz/TC. The NBA postseason has been very good for the clients and I in every recent season. Let's see if we can get some money for you guys tonight with my best bets in the association as well as MLB. So take advantage of $5 Tuesday pricing, w.buzz/TC. I want to ask you guys one simple favor. And honestly, if you want to buy plays, that's great. If you don't, that's great too. I'm not twisting anyone's arm. But $5 Tuesdays are a great time for first-time buyers. And even if you're not ever going to buy a play, we appreciate the comments. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate the follows. Thank you for your support. Cheers. Now we're looking at the Thunder and the Lakers. Lakers, 15.5/16-point underdogs, total sitting in the 213.5 range. You already know what I'm thinking about for the total in this one. And I understand the Lakers have had a lot of problems putting the biscuit in the basket against Orlando this year. 87-96 in 2 late season meetings with a 92 back in November. They did get to 110 in February, right before the All-Star break. Failed to cover that ball game as well. That one went over the total. But I understand the Lakers have had problems putting the biscuit in the basket against this team, but they also haven't stopped OKC in any game this year. The Thunder have kind of done whatever they wanted to. And I'm not too worried about regular season meetings when it comes to postseason meetings. In game 1s of round 2, I'm looking at overs, 213.5. I could only play this one up and over the total, even with the Lakers' struggles against the Thunder this season. LA's not been able to control pace in these games. LA's turned the ball over in these games. When LA lost the 2 games in a row to Houston, what happened? They didn't control pace. And they didn't, and they turned the ball over. So these are ongoing issues for the Lakers that may well be ongoing into game 1 of this series. But certainly, again, when you talk about 16-point spreads in an NBA playoff game, you're like, wow, that sounds really high. I'm not in a rush to step in front of OKC, guys. Are you? Do I really want to step in front of the Thunder right here? In a game 1 matchup that they care about, a team that's been dominant in these game 1s, and a team that we trust to hold leads and win by margins. LA won by 19 their last outing on the road at Houston, but obviously before that, they lost by 19 to the Rockets and a chance to clinch out that series. And Lakers in general, good favorite, bad dog. Bottom line for me is I don't want LA. I really don't. They're going to have to show me that they can compete with OKC. OKC has been the undervalued commodity. OKC has been a team that's proven in the postseason they can win by just as much as they win by in the regular season. OKC game 1s. Again, look at last year, what the Thunder were able to do in game 1s here in the postseason on their way to a title. I know they lost to Indiana in game 1 of the Western the finals. But before that, they beat Minnesota by 26 at -7 in game 1 of that series. They did lose to Denver in round 2. That being said, they beat Memphis by 51 in the first round there. I lean OKC. I do. This is in the lean category, not in the bet category. But if I'm playing, I'm laying. I'm a believer in the Thunder until proven otherwise. So lean OKC, lean over for the late game on Tuesday night. Thanks for watching. Again, take advantage of the $5 best bets, $5 Tuesday at WagerTalk.com. Appreciate the comments, the likes, and the follows. Best of luck with all your bets tonight. And of course, Stay tuned right here on this channel for more quality video content. We're doing daily doubles every day this week for NBA playoff betting action. Be sure check out my videos on my homepage at WagerTalk, or just subscribe to the WagerTalk the WagerTalk YouTube channel, WagerTalk TV. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Cheers.